Will building an aesthetic body actually change your life? That was one of the questions that I asked myself the most when I was younger. I was this guy who was a complete loser. I hated my life. Girls were not attracted to me whatsoever. The men around me had no respect for me, and I just hated my body. I was this skinny guy. I remember this one day where I was invited to this social event. And so what I do is I'm trying to look good. I put a shirt on and I go to the place. I enter the doors, but as soon as I see what's inside, I see that people judge me. I don't feel accepted. I have like this loose shirt on my arm. I don't feel confident whatsoever. I feel invisible to girls. I'm trying to make eye contact with a girl, but they never even look at me once. And at that moment, something clicks in my mind. I fucking hate my life and I have to change. That same day I come back to my house and I just look at myself in the mirror. I look at my body and I feel disgusted. I feel ashamed of the body that I have. It keeps me from having love in my life. Like, think about this. The body that I have keeps me from having love in my life, from attracting the girls that I am attracted to. And at that moment, I start to beat myself. I start to cry because I just feel like an absolute loser. I don't know how I got to this point. And so at that moment, something clicks. I have to change. I have to get aesthetic. And that same day, I take the car and I go to the gym. I enter the doors. But as soon as I see what's inside, I told myself that I would never ever go back there. And the reason was simple. It was packed with people. There was a line to go to the bench, the leg press. Every single machine were used, and I wasted hours out of my day. Hours that I didn't have. I just felt awkward in the gym because there was so many strangers around me. I just felt weak. I felt judged by the people in the gym. And at that moment, I knew I had to find another solution. So I came back to my house and I started to make some research. I found out about home workouts and it would just be perfect. It would allow me to build my dream body, to attract girls whilst being alone, whilst being able to have my workout without so many strangers around me. And at that moment, I buy what is needed in order to work out from home, and I start to work out every single day. And truly, it is just perfect. It allows me to build my dream body. I remember after working out for a while, I've been to this trip, and so I arrived to the hotel, and I just get eye contact with every single girl that I see. On that same trip, I went to the ocean and I saw this beautiful girl, stunning. And at that moment, I just tell myself, fuck it, I'm going to talk to her. I walk towards her and I can see that she's directly attracted to me. She's directly attracted to the body that I've built. I date her for the whole trip, and it is one of the first time that I actually feel this in my life. It is the first time that I date a beautiful girl, a kind of girl that other guy would look at and like kind of be jealous of me. And to be honest, it is an amazing feeling, and I want you to feel the same way. Will building an aesthetic body change your life? Absolutely, it will change your life. I started to date beautiful girl for the first time in my entire life. Whenever I would go to these social events, the girls that I would meet would hold my eye contact. They wouldn't see me as a creepy guy just like before. They would hold my eye contact and they would be attracted to me, to the body that I've built. Shirts actually look good on me for the first time. My confidence went up, my social status went up. Men actually started to respect me. I started to date all these beautiful girls, and my life just got better in every single area. Earlier that day, I was on Instagram and I saw this comment of this person saying that if you train, you're fatphobic. Like, think about this. If you train, you're fatphobic. That is obviously wrong. For hundreds of years, humans have been in incredible shape. Humans have been working out naturally, and now that most of the population is not in great shape, we shouldn't train because it could hurt their feeling. Well, I don't agree with that, because the benefits that you'll get in your life once you build an aesthetic body, once you start to train, will be enormous, will be amazing. And I want you to actually experience this. So don't listen to all of them. Don't listen to the people saying that you're toxically masculine if you train, if you want to build your dream body, because that is simply wrong. That is not the truth, and you know it for a fact. You know, sometimes I hear this and I don't put any energy, I just ignore it. Don't try to put any energy, because if you give them energy, you give them power. So stop listening to them, and now let's continue with the video. But before I do, I just want to tell you that if you want to build your dream body, you want to look better in clothes, you want to attract the girl of your dream, you want to have a higher social status, you want men to actually respect you, well, go click the link in the description right now. Now that's all beautiful, but what is actually needed in order to work out from home? When I first started to work out, you see, I had no equipment whatsoever. And don't try to find this as an excuse. Don't tell yourself, I'll just start next year because I don't have the equipment that I need, and so therefore I can't train. That is simply wrong, and I'll tell you why. When I first started to work out, I did push-up, squats, leg raise. Now, this allowed me to build a very, very good base, to build a better shape than 95% of the world. So I want you to actually take action, because if you want this to change your life, you need to take action. I need you to take action. So what I want you to do is go and do your push-up, go and do your squats, go and do your leg raise, and it will build an incredible base. It will build a body that is better than 90% of the world. So what I would do is I would put a challenge up. I would tell myself, today you are doing 350 squats. I would look up to this challenge and I would force myself to achieve it. I would tell myself, today you are doing 400 push-up. I would look up to this challenge and I would force myself to achieve it. For the leg raise, what I suggest you do is 3 sets of failure. Basically, failure is when you feel like you have a knife in your abs, like you can't do it anymore, like you are exhausted. That is the point that I want you to get. And so do these 3 exercises every single day, and you will have a six-pack. You will have defined shoulders. You will build a body that is more aesthetic, better than a lot of people around you. You will start to attract girls. Now, I will say that if you can have access to the equipment, it will be better. What is actually needed in order to work out from home? Well, when I first started to work out, I had no bench and my workouts were not the best. I would do all these exercises on the floor. I would try to do the bench press on the floor, but it simply didn't work. And so I bought a bench, and it was just life changing. It allowed me to do every single exercise that I wanted. And so it is the first thing needed in order to work out from home. Now the second thing was that I would do all these body weight exercises, which are great. Don't get me wrong, we should always start with what we have, but the problem was that I didn't see my body changing as fast as I wanted. And so what I did is I bought dumbbells, and once again it was life changing. It allowed me to really target every single muscle that I wanted and to build a great physique. It is the second thing needed. Now you see, when I was younger, I was weak. I couldn't even do one pull-up, and I was just sick of that. And so what I did is I bought the door frame pull-up bar, and this truly allowed me to build an aesthetic body, because I could do the pull-up. And basically, to build an aesthetic body, the goal is to have a massive back, because it is basically the base of the aesthetic body. Now it is the third thing needed, and the fourth thing is a mirror, because you want to make sure to review your movement, to make sure that you're doing the right movement. It is the fourth thing that you need in order to work out from home and to build your dream 10 out of 10 body. Start to attract any girl that you want in your school, in your neighborhood, I don't know. Start to attract any girl. That is the fourth thing that you need. But I don't have any money. Well, you don't even need money. You know what I did in order to not spend a lot of money is I went on Facebook Marketplace. I would search for the bench. I would search for every single thing, and it allowed me to build my dream body without spending a whole lot. So that is what you need to do. You need to go on Facebook Marketplace. You need to go and find the equipment needed, and you don't need to spend a fortune. So I want you to keep that in mind, and don't try to find any excuse. Go do your push-up, go do your squat, go do your leg raise, and it will truly change your life. Now, in order to build an aesthetic body, there's parts that we need to focus on. There's the back, the upper pec, the side delts, the neck, and the lower abs. Why do we want to target these 5 parts of the body? Well, the reason is simple. It is the masculine shape. It is the V shape. And just as men were attracted to the hourglass shape for women, well, women are attracted to the V shape. This is why we want to build the V shape. This is why we want to focus on these 5 parts of the body. Listen, I built the V shape and I could see women being instantly attracted to me. And at the time, you know, my face was not even that attractive, but just building a V shape, just building a good body will just transform your life. It will allow you to date beautiful women. I'm not exaggerating. It will allow you to get the respect from men. Your social status will go up and up and up. And honestly, this is why we want to focus on these 5 parts of the body. Now for the back, the first thing that I did is the pull-up. And the reason why was because it is, just like I said earlier, a great part to target. It is the base of the V shape. When you think about it, if you have a flat back, you can have massive shoulders, massive pecs, but you will not have the desired V shape. It is the first thing that I do. Now the second part to target is the upper pec. And the reason why we want to target the upper pec is because we don't want the lower pec. Basically, the lower pec is still a good part to target, but it will give us a saggy look that is not really the goal. When you think about it, the goal in order to build the V shape is to have the most mass on the upper part of the body, and the upper pec will allow you to build that, which is why it is the second part to target. Now the third part to target is the shoulders. But when I was younger, I struggled a lot to grow my shoulder. I would do all these weird exercises and nothing worked. Eventually, I asked one of my massive friends, how do you build massive shoulder? Mine won't grow. And he told me that he wouldn't train them once a week like I was doing, but every single workout. And so I started to do the lateral raise, and it was just perfect. It allowed me to build bigger side delts and to therefore be more attractive in clothes, to build the desired V shape and to attract any woman that I wanted. It is the third exercise that I do. Now the third part to target is the neck. You might ask yourself, why are we training the neck? It is a weird part to target, and I agree with you. I had the same reaction when I heard about the neck training, but the reason is simple. It is a part that is extremely masculine. If you have clothes on, people can tell that you work out if you have a massive neck, because it will always be shown. It will always be an attractive part to women. Men will respect you a lot more because it will just give you a masculine frame. It is the fourth part to target, and what I do are neck curls. I do it laying on my back, where I put the weight on the front of my head and it targets the front part of my neck. And I also do it laying on my chest, where I put the weight on the back of my head and it targets the back part of my neck. Try these 2 exercises and I promise it will change your life forever. It will allow you to truly see big results in your life, to see big change. And so it is the 4th exercises that I do. Now the 5th and last part to target is the lower abs. Now, why do we want to target the lower abs? Is because it is the part that will actually give you the 6-pack that we all dream to have. When I was younger, you know, I was sick of my body. And one of the reasons was because I hated the fact that I didn't have a 6-pack. I had this weird belly, even though I was skinny, and I just hated that. And so what I did is I started to do leg raise and then hanging leg raise. I do these 2 exercises because it targets the lower part of my abs, and once again it is life changing. Do these 2 exercises and in 1-2 months you will see that you have a 6-pack. And I promise, if you train these 5 parts of the body, if you actually follow what I just told you, you will build an attractive body. You will start to date beautiful girls. When you enter the gym, you will see that girls hold your eye contact. When you enter, I don't know, the school or a bar, you will see that girls look at you. They will be instinctively attracted to you. And this is a beautiful feeling because it will just add the cherry on top of the cake. It will be just refreshing to see all those girls looking at you. And I don't want to brag, but Recently, I was in a big city and I just saw a massive difference because when I was younger, I was this weak little loser and I would look at all these girls because I was thirsty, but none of them would ever look at me. But now it is just completely different. I see girls looking at me, attractive girls, bro, attractive girls looking at me. Once again, it is not to brag. I don't want you to think that I'm bragging. I want you to take this as something that will inspire you because I've been there. I've been the skinny fucking loser, hating his body, getting no respect from men, no attraction from women, and I hated my life. I want you to know that it is possible to change. It is possible to actually change your life, to change your body, and this is how you do it. Focus on these 5 parts and it will just be magic for you. Now that's it for this video and I wish you an amazing day. You are getting on a beautiful path and you should give yourself flowers because just like I told you, 99% of the population don't give a shit about their health. They don't give a shit about being more attractive or any of that, but you have to understand that we are different. We understand the power of building a good shape, of building an aesthetic body, of being attractive to girls, of having a higher social status, and I respect you for that. I wish you an amazing day and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.